This here's from Metal Sucks. I think they're a publication about metal, but I'm not sure why they'd say it sucks. It's called Marilyn Manson is apparently clean and sober ahead of his tour with Five Finger Death Punch from April 11, 2024. You might have heard Marilyn Manson's going back on the road. He's opening for this band called Five Finger Death Punch. They've been around for a while. They've got a following. People questioned, why is Marilyn Manson opening for a smaller band? And the answer is, in my opinion and some other opinions, he could give a better show and focus on like 4 or 5 great songs and really smash it than do drawn out performances. And since there's these controversies out there, it might be better to kind of get on stage for a little bit and then get back off instead of having the whole focus on you. But let's see what we got here. We've talked a lot about Marilyn Manson and his legal problems for a while now, but one thing that's remained a constant over the years was the shock rocker's struggles with substance abuse. We all remember the just piss poor live shows featuring an obviously effed up Manson just sloshing his way through the set. So when it was announced that he'd be touring with Five Finger Death Punch and Slaughter to Prevail, the first thing that came to people's minds was, here we go again. I don't know, I'm not a huge follower of Manson, and I don't follow music so big anyway, but I can't remember this being like a thing with Manson where he's all messed up on stage and he's just kind of struggling through it or just winging it or something. But alright, I guess they got the music publication, so for now, I'll take their word for it. That, however, may no longer be the case, as Five Finger Death Punch guitarist Zoltan Bathory revealed in an interview with the Jesse Lee Show that Manson's been doing the work to get sober. If that's the case, then the substance-induced shit shows that once plagued his body of live work could be a thing of the past. And they quote, Manson hasn't been out on the road for a while, so a lot of people want to see him. At one point, he was one of the most iconic artists on planet Earth. So he's back on stage, back in the saddle. That's going to be amazing. He's also sober and clean, so we always support that, obviously. And this was said about their lead singer. Ivan had a dark period and he was gone, man. My little brother was on the brink of dying, man, and he came back from that. And he's clean and sober for 6 years. If he can do it, someone who was that gone can do it, and he's now a different man. Then it's a good example for anyone else. If you're struggling, man, don't give up. You can come back from that, and Manson is sober, and he's staying clean and doing the work. So also, we're supporting that. So it's going to be an amazing tour. I just can't recall hearing all this news recently, let's say in the last 5 years or something, about Marilyn Manson being drunk and crazy and addicted. And the press about him has, been horrible, as we know. Allegations, accusations, hit pieces. All right, maybe I missed it. I guess he's getting sober now. Obviously, that's good. It just doesn't feel like he's overcoming this big thing that was attached to his name. He got a lot of heat for hanging out with Johnny that one day supposedly they had this drug binge or whatever it was. And they got to mention you know what. Manson's substance abuse wasn't the only reason people got a little iffy about his inclusion in the tour, as he still has ongoing legal issues involving some sexual assault allegations involving multiple women. Though many of these cases were either settled or dismissed, he's still embroiled in one case involving Evan and Rachel Wood. All right, at least they mentioned they were settled or dismissed and not just let it float out there as a mystery. Regardless of what we think, the tour is happening anyway, so all we can do now is sit back and wait to learn more. You can watch the full interview below, as well as find tour dates to see if Manson lives up to his end of the bargain. Alright, all in all, seems mostly positive. I don't see a narrative, I don't see some kind of hidden message. They're pretty much reporting on what's going on and saying he's sober. Like I said, I don't see the big problem there was before that, but it's positive. And at least they mentioned that the cases had been dismissed or settled. I guess they've got to mention it. It's such big news. I'm still not sure why they're called Metal Sucks, because I think they write about metal, unless it's supposed to be funny or ironic or something. I think I've got a pretty good sense of humor, but I'm not quite getting this one. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Before I go, gotta give some overdue shout outs. One to Cindy Bryden, thank you so much. She's on X sending me stuff all the time. One to Laura B, also sending me stuff all the time on X. Thank you so much, Laura. One to Marilyn, always checking out the channel and supporting. Thank you, Mary. And to the Manson cases, obviously covering Manson. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. That's all for now. See you next time.